Welcome back, guys, to another comparison video. Today we'll be comparing the new Storm level from the two-handed high rev perspective and the low rev perspective. I will be comparing it to the Summit Ascent and the Purple Hammer.
And I will be comparing the level to the Phase 2 and the IQ78 urethane.
Please smash that like button, it really helps us a lot, and let's hop right into it.
Alright, just wrapped up throwing the new Storm level, and initial thoughts. I think this is Storm's interpretation of trying to make reactive kind of look like urethane with the super high RG and super low differential. You can definitely tell it is reactive to the front part of the lane. It's actually a lot cleaner than urethane is, but it definitely has the rolly, more tumbly type feel that urethane gives you in the middle part of the lane and going through the pins. So now I'm going to go ahead and compare to the Phase 2. Alright, just wrapped up throwing the Phase 2, and these both of these are fairly comparable to the front part of the lane, and you really start to see more of the differences when you get to the middle part of the lane and down lane. The level wanted to start up a little bit quicker and be a little bit more tumbly and forward through the middle part of the lane and through the pins as well. The Phase 2, I had to slightly be a little bit further left and open up my angles to use the friction to be able to make it turn the corner. The level just gave you a little bit more early hook than the Phase 2. So now we're going to go ahead and compare it to the IQ78 urethane. Alright, just wrapped up throwing the IQ78 urethane, and I can tell the first shot out of the bag was actually very, very similar to the level, but once there was a little bit of oil on the ball, I had to play quite a bit straighter and firmer with the urethane. You could tell it definitely hooked a lot earlier than the level did and wasn't as quick to the friction. The level, having that reactive, it definitely was quicker to the friction than the actual urethane was. Alright, final thoughts on the Storm level. I think this is going to be a very niche type bowling ball. I think I would use it in tournaments when they're like really hard and you see a ton of friction in the front part of the lane, where urethane, you want to see the urethane shape in the middle part of the lane, but you can't get it through it, so you want to use something like the level that will get through the front part of the lane a little bit easier, but still retain that urethane-like shape in the middle part of the lane. So I'm going to give this a meh, just because I probably won't see myself throwing it on a ton of things, just when they get really, really hard.
Just finished up throwing 10 shots with the new Storm level, and right out of the bat you could see how smooth and controllable this ball wanted to be. Even though it's not technically urethane, it still gave that same shape, that same smooth overall reliable action down the lane that wasn't trying to change a whole lot. And it definitely allowed me to keep my angles in front of me and play straighter and definitely be more up the back of it. You could see if I got around it just a hair, it definitely skidded a little bit too far down the lane than I wanted to. But now we're going to throw 5 shots with the Storm Summit Ascent and see how it compares. Just wrapped up throwing 5 shots with the Storm Summit Ascent, and you could definitely see how much cleaner this ball was. This ball definitely had to keep me in more straighter in the front part of the lane, just because it wanted to get down lane a lot further than the level did. But it also did react more off the spot. With that being said, I just kind of had to what I call friction manage, just to determine when I really needed my ball to get to the friction, or else if I got it there too early, it definitely wanted to kick too hard compared to the level, where it definitely you know, shimmed in that spot a lot longer. So now we're gonna throw 5 shots with the purple hammer and see how it compares. Just wrapped up throwing 5 shots with the purple hammer, and instantly right off the bat, this ball hooked so much earlier than the level. I moved a couple left just because I knew it was going to hook earlier, but then it hooked even more than I expected. So probably a total about 4 or 5 board difference for me. Definitely more, just I feel like everywhere hooked earlier and was more off spot, and just overall stronger, which definitely opened my angles up a little bit in the front part of the lane. But for what was out there, it definitely felt like the right shape. But compared to the level, just a lot more ball, and the level is definitely something where you could keep it more in front of you for a lot longer. Final thoughts on the storm level. At the end of the day, this ball is definitely a ball that needs friction, at least from the low rev perspective. If there's not enough, I feel like it's definitely going to miss the spot. But overall, I would give this ball a meh. I think it's going to be pattern specific and also center specific. I feel like if the center has a lot of early friction, this ball is going to be good because it's going to be able to get through that with still shape down lane, where other bigger urethane like bowling balls will probably not continue as well. But overall, I just think this ball is going to be one of those balls where, you know, you bring it with you here and there, but it's definitely going to be more specific to what you're bowling on.
We hope you found this video useful. As always, if you like videos like this, make sure you hit subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.